What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Energy Station. I'm your host, Dr. Energy, bringing you the pump. Alright, today what we have here is Adderall tolerance sucks. Yes, it does. Well, anything you take that, you could develop a tolerance, whether is it like, anything to do, that changes you to make you do something better or worse or changes the way you feel. You'll develop a tolerance as you take it, You'll need more, need to spend more money. And this stuff is not cheap. If you're hitting on the streets, it goes for like as high as $10 a pop. Now, you don't want to be spending that. So, if you're spending that, you want to get the most out of what you're using. And Dr. Energy is here to help you with that. Okay, so here's what we can do about it. Okay, whether you're taking Adderall to treat a condition like ADHD, ADD, or you're taking it recreationally as a study drug, to get smarter, or taking it to train or bike or just do great things, Adderall tolerance is a definite problem that you will end up facing. I have a lot of phlegm in my throat and all that shit. I don't know why. As one user reported, as little as 20 milligrams of Adderall taken on a daily basis can lead to a tolerance in a short period of time. Now, that's a lot. For me, I say, you want to keep it at like an 8 or like a 5 to 10, to 15, the highest. Depending on what you're doing. Maybe to 20, maybe, and you also want to use, the phenibut or the L-theanine, and, remember the upper, and, then you also have the blood pressure. You got to make sure everything is evened out. You don't want to just blast and without anything. You got to get, take your ancillaries too. So, once you've experienced it, maybe you've been taking like Adderall or dextroamphetamine for a couple months, and one day you ingest your usual dosage and notice that the effects of the drug have dulled. Before you know it, you're popping 2 pills to achieve the benefits of just 1. Sooner or later, you'll end up to 3. And in no time at all, you're arguing with the pharmacist over the fact that you want to fill a prescription that isn't due for another 5 days. And you're like, what in the hell? I'm on fire! I'm feeling it, or whatever. Like, no, I'm out. You're not a good doctor, you're trying to kill me, or you don't know, whatever, or down, whatever happens. Or if you're buying it on the block and you're paying all that money, then you gotta be like, yo, you ask your friends, your mom, yo, Mama Dukes, yo, let me get some of that scrub. I really need it, yo, I'll get you back, yo, I just really need it. And or your girl, like, yo, babe, please, babe, when I took you out on a date last year when I spent some money on you to get you in your pants, so can you at least hook me up? You'll be doing that in no time. But Adderall tolerance, amphetamine tolerance, and addiction is a real problem. Amphetamine-based drugs are like Adderall, produce an unnatural level of dopamine in the brain. And this leads to dependence upon larger and larger amounts of dopamine, resulting in a full-blown addiction. Alright? You guys, I got you guys here. Hope you guys are listening, The Energy Station brings you truth. So, over time, users require larger dosages to achieve the effects of the Adderall, dextroamphetamine, whatever, the Ritalin. Soon you might be draining your brain and your wallet. Like I said, yo mama, and then you're asking your boss for advance. Like, yo, dog, let me get an advance, I need that, He's like, what the fuck? And it's like, what do you need it for, yo? You gotta save your money. You gotta be like that guy Sick Vic. He doesn't like spending money. Okay, so whatever, this is straight up bad, and there's no other word for it. It sucks. This is not what you want to do. You know, the energy station is to help you get energized to complete your tasks, not get you all effed up and, you know, and calamity and stuff. So, fortunately, there are steps that we could take to developing a serious Adderall tolerance or any drug tolerance, by the mad add. So you got the Dr. Energies here to make sure this doesn't happen to you. Because I love you guys, and that's why I do these videos. Otherwise, I'd just be sticking to dumb videos, smoking on the dookie or whatever. Okay, guys. So, alright, so if you're preventing Adderall amphetamine tolerance, a key factor in developing an Adderall tolerance is dosage. Definitely a key factor. So, if you're taking a large dosage of Adderall on a frequent or chronic basis, you are more predisposed to becoming tolerant. That's with anything, mostly. Like, you know, anything like that you take, like, you know, like pain pills, anything, boner pills. What, you know, that's what it's what it is, you know. But the good news is taking a minimal effective dosage of Adderall, which is like I say, like, depends on who you are. If you're just starting out, 5 to 10 milligrams is fine. 15 to 20. I'm saying don't go above 25 or 30. If you start going above like the 20 and 30, then you're really, like, you know, you're asking for more, you know. You're just asking for it, like and what I'm saying is, like, do what you like what you're doing, like, let it take the dosage of what you need it for, you know. If you're you know, building a little shed, you know, then you don't need that much. If you're building a trail, you're trying to build like a racetrack in one day or whatever, then maybe you might need a little more. But, you know, it's, you know what I'm saying, like, you do what you're intended to do. So, like, let's say if you're going for a task and it's relatively easy to medium, then you're gonna take a lower dose. If you're doing a task that you possibly almost can't do, then maybe you want to up it to like a 30 or 20. But that's just way too much. Like, if you're doing 30, then you're just doing a lot. And you should definitely, I hope you're doing, you know, the L-theanine and the phenibut with it. Because, you know, that's what you need. Because if you don't have, you know, the stuff for all the ancillaries, you know, stuff to keep your mouth from getting dry, you know, you're not keeping, you know, staying hydrated, or staying, you know, you don't have like the theanine or whatever, you can be going all crazy like that, you know. So yeah, so yeah, so if you're using like a lighter dosage, you're just gonna take a lot longer to develop a tolerance, like, you know. And sometimes you want to skip a dosage, you know, maybe switch it up, you know what I'm saying. Say if you have like Ritalin, Adderall, maybe take Ritalin a low light dose, and then the next, you know, then stop taking that, go to the Adderall, and boom. So yeah, so what you want to do is you know, you want to avoid taking Adderall more than once a day, or dextroamphetamine. So, like, you know, like you say if you wake up in the morning, let's say if you have like not that hard of a job, you know, you do it every single day, you've been doing it for years, you know, there's not, you know, much you really do, and don't take it, you know. Just take maybe like a little bit of coffee, whatnot. The same thing goes with caffeine too, you know. Like, you know, take it what you need it for. Don't take like freaking like 400 milligrams. Don't drink a freaking like stacker 3 for like something when you're sitting down doing nothing, you know. So users who take Adderall a number of times a day are more prone to developing a tolerance in the short term. These administering single dose will have Adderall's ingredients in their system for a shorter period of time. So consider taking Adderall intermediately, as the longer you've been consistently taking Adderall, the greater the potential there is for tolerance. Taking a break is always a good idea too. So let's say if you're doing something, boom, you go on for like, let's say like a couple months, and then you're done with your semester, stop for like a couple weeks or like, a month. Get back in, let your body, so then you could go back to your first dose at like 5 milligrams. Then, you'll start building up to like 10 and 15. Then once you hit the 20, then you stop again. Take a break and then go back. You know what I'm saying? You always want. It's always good to take a break. So consider your lifestyle before taking Adderall. Definitely consider it. Like, if plan that shit out. I'm talking about anything. I'm just saying Adderall because it's the popular thing that people say. You could do dextroamphetamine, you could do modafinil. This is for anything. But, consider your lifestyle. What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be doing a lot of shit? Are you going to, can you stop? Can you, can you make it where, like, you could, like, if you own your own business, you could put on for, like, for a certain time, and then you could be, like, lay low for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So there are many variables with which contribute to faster tolerance. These include physiology, diet, sleep, and stress levels. Those who are on a poor diet are at a disadvantage when it comes to Adderall tolerance. Likewise, who suffer from restless sleep use up dopamine faster than the average bear when taking Adderall. So yeah, so if you don't sleep, if you get like 4 hours of sleep or whatnot, you're gonna use up all that dopamine, because your body needs to sleep and get the rest to repair itself. So also the most important factor is of everything is repetition. Taking Adderall frequently is the number one issue here. Constant Adderall triggers neuropsychologic alterations in the central nervous system. Because every time you take that shit, like, something happens. You go bam, it gives you the dopamine, it gives you the boom, right? So if you're banging it out, like, boom, 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 like, all times a day, like, every day, then you're just going to get more used to it. It's just, not going to be good. But it's better, I'm saying, to take 5 here and 5 there instead of to take a big freaking 30 for the whole day, I would say. And then maybe, you'll take a 5 or like a 10, and then maybe you won't need it because maybe something will get in the way and you go home, whatever that happens. I'm sorry if I feel like all over the place. I'm just trying to, give you the right information. And, I'm not like a freaking public speaker, so I'm not going to be able to, hit you with a nice, sweet speech. I'm just bringing you the facts, We get this out here in the energy station. Yeah, so the supplements that help avoid the Adderall tolerance is here too. We're gonna go through. So it's been suggested that that several natural supplements may assist in building up Adderall tolerance. Among them are vitamin C and D3. Vitamin C has been shown to attenuate the Adderall neurotoxin. So busting out a lot of vitamin C, which I should be doing, is not a bad idea. And D3 is also good. In addition to this, vitamin C is helpful in regenerating dopamine synthesis. Some have also suggested that magnesium can keep one from building up an Adderall tolerance. If you would like to increase the effects of Adderall and reduce the come down, here's what you can do. So 10 to 30 minutes before you take it, I guess, you can use magnesium glycinate, like one 200 milligram capsule or drink, whatever you, bam. RALA, one 100 milligram tablet or shot or dosage. Alcar, not what what I'm talking, like the Alcar, the peptide. I'm talking about Actel L-carnitine. Like I've told you that before. That's beast. That it will also reduce the neurotoxicity. Which is 500 milligrams would be good. Some people take a gram. Alcar is pretty poppin'. I believe I've done a video on it. I love Alcar. I might pick up more. When I stop being cheap, I'm gonna pick up a freaking truckload of that shit. L-theanine, like I said, that's what should always be in there. L-theanine, 200 milligrams, will also help with the tolerance buildup, but it'll also reduce the anxiety and the paranoia and irritability, so you won't be like you won't be like that. But 200, you could do a 100 meg if you're doing light. You know what I'm saying? Depends, because too much L-theanine can get you sleepy and stuff, and you don't want to do that. Then you mess up the whole dosage. Also, during, you want some sugary snacks to maintain blood glucose levels so that you feel less tired and happier, and then obviously some water. So maybe if you want to be healthy, brown sugar, some healthy sugars. I'm not saying go out and eat some candy and stuff. I'm not saying go get some sour dots and munch them 12 boxes. No, just some sugar. Some good sugar. For me, but I mean, you could also get some Sour Patch Kids, which would be fine. All right, so after you're done, these also help you feel better for the next day. The same supplements doses as in the morning, as you took before you took the pill. So magnesium glycinate, RALA, and Actel L-carnitine. The 200 mg, for the magnesium, RALA 100 milligrams, and Actel L-carnitine at 500 milligrams. Or you could go a gram. Actel L-carnitine's beast, so I like to take a lot of that. These will also reduce the effects of Adderall and make it easier to sleep. The supplements I'm giving you right now. So these, what I'm going to give you, will reduce the effects of the Adderall. Not the good effects, the bad effects. So vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams. To blunt the Adderall absorption and come down. This one is expensive, but other formulations of vitamin C do not absorb well. So take this one because it will work. Alright, so take a good vitamin C, not a shitbox one. Well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you take you could take a gram of a good one, but you could also take 3 grams of a shitty one. I'm sure they'll match up. But drink a lot of water if you do that, because then they'll give you urinary tract. You'll be peeing yellow and shit, and it'll be smelling funny, and then your friend will make fun of you when you pee in the woods, like my friend did. Well, one time I didn't have enough water, I had a lot of energy, and bam, got made fun of. But anyways, melatonin's also good. Like, 1 5 milligram capsule 20 minutes before you fall asleep. 2, this is at night when you're coming off or you want to go to sleep. I always recommend do not take that shit before you go to bed or any time before bed. If you go into the club, like a 5 mg, but make sure it's not like a time release. Make sure it's the quick release capsule. Like the dextroamphetamine, you could take maybe like at 8 o'clock. If you go into a club, you're going bump, bada, bump. If you're not going to go home until like 3, like 8 o'clock, maybe take that and you can be like, don't but I don't recommend it for stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because then that's when you start doing it for stuff like that, then that's when you get that tolerance. This is what we're talking about before. Yeah, you could also take a Xan, or like a Buspirone, chop it in half. I like to take if you do that, don't get into that because that could be very addictive. I heard it was like more addictive than crack and heroin. So, I mean, if you take like a anti-anxiety, like something like that, chop it in half. Take a very low dose, and that could work too for sleep. Yeah, so other substances, it is imperative that you do your own research, you guys too, if you're gonna do this, not just listen to me, because I'm not gonna hold your hand. I mean, you could also like I said, I have a page called a Facebook page, Dr. Energy, the Energist. You look that up, and you could send me a message. I'll definitely help you out. So, I mean, if you really need help, but I can't do it every single second. Well, I probably can, but if I, like if you don't, if you can't get in touch with me, always do your own research, because you know your own body, you know yourself, you know the situation you're in, so you'd want to do all that. Also, so, but that's for any substance before you take, you research. Not every source is gonna be 100% correct. There's a lot of false information out there too. A lot of bogus shit. There's also bro science. There's also some people are different. You know what I'm saying? Different life, different body makeup. Some people say they take like a little. Some people have a little bit of energy like this, like that much, and they'll be having a heart attack and like, having mad anxiety. Some people we could drink a freaking 2 fucking hardcore energy drinks and they won't even feel it. So you know what I'm saying. Do your own research also. So while the vitamins will never do you wrong, particularly if you take them properly according to the recommended doses, there are other compounds on this list which can produce a number of unwanted side effects. So for like example, like let's say piracetam and inositol are sometimes recommended to help with Adderall tolerance. So you could take that with it in a low dose of Adderall instead of blasting it at like 20 milligrams, 15 or 30, whatever, And instead of going high, you could also take the low dosage of the amphetamine or Adderall, like the 5 milligrams, and take the piracetam with the inositol. Inositol is a great supplement. Piracetam is a drug of the racetam family. I did a video on it earlier, so you can check through the videos if you want to learn more about it. It's a school of natural stimulants which can cause a number of undesirable symptoms. So they include My mouth, like, see, it's just dry, I guess, from my little mini cold, I guess I got. Like, they will also include any of all the following. So, like, this could happen. This is not alright. This excitability, nervousness, agitation, weakness, hypersexuality, whatever that is. Tremor, anxiety, insomnia, hyperkinesia, weight gain, clinical depression, and headaches. But I doubt, like, anything it can happen. Like I said, everyone's different. Inositol also has several mental health benefits, but it also has a share of its negative or adverse side effects too. So they also include dizziness, nausea, headaches, respiratory distress. You get nausea and sick, and you puke. Blah, blah. But if any of the above crop up when dosing with Adderall, you should discontinue the use once and seek medical attention. Or maybe, because you don't know, saying, because if you take it, like, for a test run, like I always say, to do a test run before you take something for something. And, like, let's say for a big event, and you do it for a test run and you get sick, then you gotta really see what's doing that, because then if you take it for the event, you screw yourself up. Yeah, so that's pretty much what's going down. My conclusion with all this bull is, like, the best thing you could do is pretty much to alleviate like, to a very Adderall tolerance is to take, like, a break and switch in medication. So the conclusion, what I say is the best way is pretty much to, like, drop it and take something else. So, like, let's say if you're taking dextroamphetamine and you started developing a tolerance, just drop that and go on modafinil or Ritalin. There's different type of stimulants that you could do. It's natural. Like, I go through the whole energy station, and like I said, like, don't you need time for yourself for a break. Don't, like, be a crazy person and worry about making the best money, being the best at every single second of your life. Like, there's people that can't do shit out there. There's people that just lay and do nothing. So don't, like, there's gonna be, you need to give yourself some time to, like, in your life, to just relax and not, like, have to do everything. Like, if you're, like, the head of the household, and no, you gotta make sure someone else could hold it too, like the wife, the kids, at a point. I'm not talking about every single, like, but what I'm talking about is you can't, be the best person ever at every second of your life. You gotta, you could do it for a while, then you gotta wean down. Like I said, you gotta get off of it, like, at once, or have like, be clean for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, don't, you have to be off of it for a little bit too. I mean, it's not like steroids where you have to cycle on and off, but, like, you should kind of treat it sort of such. So yeah, there are also many alternatives to this drug. There's Adderall. There's so many stimulants. It is also vital you know your drugs and your supplements. Do your own research and carefully vet the substances you dose with. Yeah, so also, You could also email. You could also write to me. I don't know how to use YouTube messaging, so if you could just write it in the comments, ask for help. I'll help you. I always check my YouTube comments. So that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Energy. If you need help, I'm sure I have the Facebook page, which is Dr. Energy, the Energist. It's called Dr. Energy, and then there's those colons, and then the Energist. That should pop right up on Facebook. I've been trying to change that name to the Energy Station, so I can have I want to both make it easier for everybody. And Dr. Energy at the Energy Station will answer any question you have. You could just send the message to that Facebook page, or if you don't get an answer from that, you could just write in the comments. Or I also have a phone number for this too. I'll leave it in the description. It's my phone number for all my social media. You can just call that number and I could help you out. We'll text it because it might be a little awkward calling. I mean, I could definitely talk to you, but people in my family and stuff, they're gonna be like, "What are you doing, Victor? You're gonna kill somebody!" Ah! All right, Dr. Energy from the Energy Station, signing out, and he's bringing you the pump, baby. Energy life all day. Let's go. Let's get it. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell because you don't want to miss anything on the Energy Station.